Now stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll do roll call.
Gary Meehan,
Here.
Megan Clark,
Here.
Stephen Kaufman,
Here.
Holly Mernick,
Here.
Joyce Mizek,
Here.
Bob Cook.
Here. Okay, so it's our new agenda, and I've already stepped out of the line, so.
Everybody's here, so we don't have to do it.
We know we don't have to do exactly.
I was on the cusp, I realized.
But you made it.
Any additions or corrections to the agenda?
Under new business, I'd like to talk about the windmill situation.
Okay. Review and approval of minutes of the May 6th.
Oh. Change the agenda a little bit, vote to change the agenda.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
okay, thank you.
Move
Need to-
we accept the adjustment.
Second. And roll call?
Stephen Kaufman,
Yes?
Holly Mernick,
Yes.
Megan Clark,
Yes.
Joyce Mizek,
Yes.
Gary Meehan,
Yes.
Bob Cook.
Yes. Review and approval of minutes of the May 6th, 2026 work session and regular council meeting.
I move that we approve the minutes of the May 6th work session and the regular council meeting.
Second. Roll call.
Joyce Mizek,
Yes.
Stephen Kaufman,
Yes.
Bob Cook,
Yes.
Holly Mernick,
Yes.
Gary Meehan,
Yes.
Megan Clark.
Yes.
Visitor comments.
So you're aware something had to get turned on, so it's right there, just so you know.
So Wilson, 1857. And I apologize if I haven't seen anything, but every month we pay infrastructure fees for water, sewer, and the dam. I would love to know where I can find information on an update as to what's happening with all that stuff. Is it published anywhere? Did you put it in the paper? Or, you know, where could I find info on any of that?
Mark, can you put something together and we'll get back to church on that?
Yeah, I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Hearing none. Administrative staff reports, mayor's report. I do not have one, but I do want to say, had a great meeting with Scott Sowell, president of the association yesterday. Some plans on how we can kind of integrate between the two entities, not only on building and zoning, but also within the community. The last thing I do want to say is that we've got Memorial Weekend this weekend. There's going to be a lot of people around. Just caution the emphasis on safety and, you know, if you're out on the boat, be careful, be safe, have an enjoyable weekend. That's all I have. Treasurer's report.
So I've been working with the auditors the last few weeks still. We're continuing on with that. They're wrapping up a lot of their testing, and I'm hoping that we're on track to get all our reports out by the middle of the summer. Pretty soon I'll be working on the tax budget. I'd like to have that in the first meeting of June, so that we can have the 3 readings of it. And this one I have the March report here. I'm hoping to have April for you the next meeting. And that's about it. Yeah.
Get a motion to pass the treasurer's report.
Motion to accept.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Megan Clark,
Yes.
Gary Meehan,
Yes.
Colin Meredith,
Yes.
Bob Cook,
Yes.
Joyce Misak,
Yes.
Stephen Kaufman.
Yes. Solicitor's report.
Just real quick, before the meeting, Kevin mentioned, resolution for, closing some bank accounts and transferring the monies, to other accounts as recommended by the auditor. I just didn't want council surprised. You'll see that on the agenda, coming up. It won't need to be an emergency for any reason, but we could waive 3 readings on it because the auditor is suggesting closing and combining certain accounts. They're still remaining with Andover Bank, but Kevin needs that, I think, for the auditor sooner than later too. So we'll get that over to you.
If we close it, if we do it immediately, then we'll hit the tax report the right way. So we can start clean for a whole nother year.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue. So the one that they want to close specifically would be the old checking account we had. They're concerned because there was issues with a fake check that was in that account at one point, so they want that closed sooner than later.
Right.
They don't want that on the book, so that's the only thing that we would like to do. The only thing I have to do as far as closing it, other than this, legislation, would be, talking to the county, making sure that any receipts we receive from them go to our new checking account. But other than that, it should be set and easy to do.
Right, and he's gonna give me numbers, because anytime we close an account, whatever we have in it, we have to make sure we allocate where we're transferring it, you know what I mean, just so it's tracked.
I would like to put the majority of it in Star Ohio, but we'll discuss that once
Yeah,
we
when you're-
get numbers, yeah.
Police chief's report?
What happened to the administrator's report?
I'm sorry, thank you. Administrator's report.
Submit in your packets. One thing to add is over the weekend on Saturday, we had an issue with a resident that was having a little bit of orange tint in her water that became a little more than a bit of orange tint. The guys went out and found that our clay valve, which is a piece of equipment that's at our water building, was malfunctioning and therefore causing water disturbances from getting to the water tower, which is stemming from a problem we have with our communication system with the water tower that's been going on for a year now. Unfortunately, when these disruptions happen, the team has to come in rotating shifts to reactivate the water tower manually. So that was what happened on Saturday going into this morning. So this morning we had the same issue, and now I've set up the team this morning to come in at a regular basis to ensure that the water tower isn't having these issues and we're manipulating valves manually.
Mark, can I ask a question?
Yeah, Bob.
There's a telephone line goes up, comes from the tower, goes through the exchange office over there, and then comes over here and
It's
activates it.
failed.
It's
So
failed.
it failed.
Is
So
there a problem that the phone company has messed it? Or-
So somewhere between the line running from the water tower to the water building, the line has failed and they've tested it multiple times. We've had the company out and they cannot find a disturbance in the line. So we've contracted with another company that we work with our water tower, and they ordered parts, but that was 12 months ago. And we're finally getting those parts installed June 1st. And we will now be moving to a radio system rather than a
We gotta go-
telephone line.
That's what I'm asking.
Yep, June 1st, it'll be completely fixed.
Then we will have an expense that will disappear because that phone line is an expense that we've been paying for.
Yeah, we'll have to look at that line and actually end it, correct?
And it should end from the day you start having problems. In other words, if you guys start to have problems in January, you should know for January or anything after.
Yeah, it's been an intermittent issue. So instead of rotating the shifts every day, when it happens, we get the team on these rotations. And when it comes back in, we're able to use the communication still. There's a disruption somewhere in the line.
But that does go, it does not go directly there. It goes through that exchange, then goes out there.
Okay,
That's what we did originally when we installed it.
okay. Yeah, so like I said, we purchased the parts in June 1st. It'll be fixed and it'll be up-to-date technology.
But I will say this much. I had the copper line at my house and they dumped it into fiber optics and it's not reliable through the fiber optics.
Okay,
So it's been an ongoing issue, even going back to Ray was here. What the signal interference basically resembles water that gets inside the fiber optic.
It shouldn't be a fiber optic, it's probably a solid copper.
So, yeah, sorry, POTS. So basically, that's what's the interference that is happening.
Sure.
But they can't locate it. So I think Mark is on the right track by going with radio for that.
But the one interference doesn't affect that.
So obviously, trees are gonna be significant. But that'll all be looked into the.
Well, when we originally did that, we looked into the radio, it wasn't reliable. That's why we went to and it was a copper line from point A through the exchange to the water building, and it was reliable for years. But now there's other things have happened.
Technology has gone well, but then at the same time, it's causing problems. So life in the fast lane.
Mark?
Yes.
Ask a question on the report. First of all, thank you. This report is much more complete. We appreciate the efforts put into getting us more information.
Sure thing.
For about 2 months across the lake for me, it's approximately, I think it's 14 east. There's been a generator there.
Godwin, correct. Yep.
About 2 months. That seems like an awful long time for us to be generating power to keep without any major storms.
Yeah, so I'll explain that to you. So that's a Godwin pump. So it's like a life support for a lift station. So that station, both pumps have failed over the last 12 months or so. So to keep that lift station running, we have to put that life support generator, Godwin, onto that to keep it running. So we've ordered the new pumps. We've actually received them 2 weeks ago, but we're looking at adding a bypass system to that site. And we have to do some manipulations to some current fittings that were already in the pump system to do so. So we're ordering those parts this week, but unfortunately the parts take quite a while to get. So we're hoping to have that life support system off that within the next 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks.
So this process really was a 3-month process, okay, from the time that we started it. I mean,
Yeah, so pumps take between 6 and 12 weeks to get even rebuilt or to get new ones.
we need to consider having pumps in reserve.
We do that now, and what we're doing is when we do have a pump that fails, we order a new pump to replace it because we get a better lead time, and then we send the old pump to be rebuilt. Unfortunately, still the same time frames.
And this generator is a diesel generator?
Yes.
So we've been basically burning diesel fuel will help burn almost the cost of a pump.
No,
by the time
no,
we
got
finish.
absolutely not. That's not factual
Not at this-
information.
I'm just guessing. Not at
Okay.
This rate, it's
So,
$6 a gallon. or
No,
something like that?
no. So that Godwin can run on one tank for almost a week. And those pumps are between $7,000 and $15,000 a piece. So,
Thank you.
no
You ever
problem.
looked into those Godwin pumps were originally got meter with a shut off and only turned on when needed, not necessarily run 24 hours a day. That was the original intent. with the
Yeah.
Godwin pump.
We have continuous flow. I believe, and Dwayne, I don't know if you want to touch more on it, but I know that we have a lot of continuous flow with these because they're so shallow. But we have that Godwin running on idle, which is what's saving us so much fuel because we don't have to move heavy flows through that site.
The reason that we run it in idle, basically, if we were to take it up
Start
a
and
little
stop
bit,
it.
you know, in the start and stopping, it would push too much wastewater to the next lift station, which would inundate that and cause more problems that way. So operationally, it is better suited to run at a low idle on a constant run versus start, stop, start, stop. So
My question is, in that respect, then how come you have flows on your pump? Why don't you run electric pump continuously?
because the pumps are have the pump curve that they're set at for operation, and they're designed to run at the optimal speed, so that they don't
In
inundate.
other words,
the next-
you're telling me that the pump, the galvin pump pushes greater volume.
By far.
Okay, that, I did not,
By
that's
far.
what I meant.
One more last thing.
Yeah, Stephen.
With council's permission, and council would agree. There were several water issues this weekend or over the last few days. Can we get the alerts, even if they're not in our area, so that when we get asked by people in the community what's going on, we at least have gotten an alert and at least are aware these actions that occurred over the weekend were not anywhere near my house. They were on the other side of the lake. But until I started getting phone calls about it, I didn't know about it, which everyone assumes council knows everything. We don't, but everyone assumes council knows everything. So it would be really it would be a really benefit to us if you could.
Yeah, absolutely. I try to post everything on the government Facebook page for communications, but I'll also make sure that I send you all an email recap every time we have something major.
So I was really looking for the one that goes to the community that says, in this zone, you've had a water main break, but because you focus it to the community, you don't send it to everyone anymore. So if your issues are only on the northeast side, you now have the ability, if I'm not mistaken, to just send it to those people, correct?
That's correct. So when we went to the MuniLink system, from my understanding, we can send, and what we do send is email blast to anybody that we have within our system and a phone call. So the phone calls are a lot more expensive per send out than the emails. But what we've done is since I've been here in 2 years, we do send the text or the phone call and the email, but we only send it to those that should be associated with that break. What we're looking at now is with our last water break, there were a couple locations that reached out and said, hey, we also had low water too. It would just be nice to get a notification. So I'm looking at sending, whenever we have an issue, maybe sending an email to all the residents in the shores so that they can get a notification. But that's something I want to talk to the mayor first about because of the cost.
Okay,
But it's relatively cheap for the emails.
again, just if the people get notified somewhere in the community, if council got made aware just for information.
Sure.
that'd be nice.
Absolutely.
Well, and I wanted to bring up as well, I know we have a government site, and there's an RRA site, and there's fans, and there's, I hate Rolling Shores, and there's all of these things. But we need to be a little more proactive. I am positive that about half the postings that I see, they have no idea that there's government and a homeowners association. So they're not even knowing where to go to look. So they're asking these arbitrary questions and no one's really answering. I would answer if I had the facts, but I think we just need to look at the plan overall and see if we can be more comprehensive.
And not complaining about what's happened, just going forward,
Right.
just try to keep us more in the loop.
Yeah, no problem.
Is that, if I saw Lori motioning, is that?
I did not get any notification, and I checked my emails to see what was going on. I got nothing, so just a quick email would have been helpful.
Yeah, and what I'll say is, I guess, great time to plug it. So if any resident hasn't given their phone number or their email, which we have a great majority of our village that doesn't give that information to our billing clerks, please do so, because then we can send you the e-blast, or not the e-blast, but our MuniLink notifications for those. So it helps.
But this morning's pressure drop, like I didn't get notification, I sent a text message based on what was on the RSD site and got no response back with the pressure being withdrawn. So
I'm sorry, Trish, I don't know what you're talking about.
there was a pressure drop this morning.
Right.
So I sent a text message,
To who?
whatever was on the RSD site, the Roman Shores government site,
Okay.
and got no response.
Yeah, I don't get any communications through that. We just post those posts on there to make residents aware of what's going on, but I don't have
There's the phone
messages
number.
coming through them.
Then maybe we need to take the phone number.
And the phone number is probably the village hall number, I would assume. It is not?
No, because I called the village, all right, so I called the village hall, extension 3 for the utility department, and it said for emergencies, contact this number. And gave a cell number. It was LJ's voice.
Okay,
So I did. I sent a text. Got no
to the emergency number. Okay, thank you.
So it might fall back into what we talked about as far as resetting or restarting the phone periodically.
Yeah.
Just to keep the updates going.
Right.
Question, is the 911 reverse still working?
We don't use 911 reverse for MuniLink for our boil alerts or anything like that. I believe that's,
The emergency.
Yeah, so what Mark was alluding to earlier is that our Unilink system is more precise. So Chief, maybe you can jump in on the reverse 911. It was just here's your map, circle, and everybody in that whole area was notified. It may not even pertain to them, but they were still notified, whereas our Unilink, we can actually get all the water customers, all the sewer customers, and that notification just goes to them versus people that live in Rock Creek, may live in Rome, may live in Morgan Township. It's more precise than the reverse 911.
Reverse 911 has changed to Ready Alert. That's what we've done. We're gonna do a campaign drive for it. The only thing is that it's built through our EMA, and I don't think as much as we're using it, I don't think they'd be real happy. I don't think they'd let us continue to use it. If we have a major issue, we can do it, same parameters. We could send it to one house, we could send it to one street, we could send it to one road, the whole village. However, it's built for each one, and again, it's there for emergency through the EMA. So they've always said, yeah, no problem. If you have something, you need to put a boil alert out, something like this. But if we're sending them a couple times a month, they're gonna give us more time.
And that sort of brings us to the boil alert thing. I think that people should understand if there's a water disruption, they should boil. But I don't know for how long.
no.
Just because otherwise we've got to actually do a boil alert every single time. And I don't think we have been.
So by regulation, if the system drops below 20 PSI, then a boil alert is supposed to be done. My understanding was that it did not get below 20 PSI. So therefore the boil alert was not initiated. But yes, once it goes below 20, that is when that takes place. Or
So
Line.
that needs refined too.
so, or the line is actually like the situation with the vault, like the situation with the contractor hitting it up on Foreman, county department hitting it. That type of stuff requires. So,
Well, if your water is orange.
That was a disruption. That's
still,
different.
Wouldn't you want to boil your water?
Yes, but not the whole village was orange. It was just,
I understand.
yeah.
We need to be
So,
clear.
so to reiterate on that, the amount of chlorine in testing that goes through, okay? Once everything passes and is flushed out the system, new stuff comes in. If it wasn't open to air, the possibility of that, anything being there is nil. If it would have been open to the air, different story. And I
But I
believe,
don't think the average homeowner has.
no, they do not. And I believe Mike did tell everybody Saturday, run your spigots, run your bathtub, let everything flush through your house. Stay away from your hot water heater, just like you would do with hydrant flushing. So,
Yeah. Good. I have one other question. Mark, I had sent you an email and said there was a resident concerned by 2 people. They contacted the office about SiteStream. and their violations, and you referred it to the police department. I just don't know what site stream is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
I
so,
didn't understand why it
Sure.
was written that way. with
Sure.
little information.
so SiteStream is the company we use for the speed camera.
Okay.
They are the ones that run the speed camera. So chiefs, police department himself and the sergeant, they run administratively that program. So when they are the ones that are approving all violations. So when there is a complaint, I refer them to chief's office because he's the one that can pull up their information. I don't have access to it currently. So,
Just, I guess we need to,
Somebody was questioning their ticket and sent it to the
yep,
chief.
absolutely.
Okay. And I was gonna ask the same question.
Next time I'll put in parentheses just to be sure to clarify, because I know usually we say speed camera, so.
I was just thinking there was some creek that I didn't know about.
Oh.
And then I'm wondering why the police department cares.
Okay.
I was just totally confused.
All right. Anything else for the administrator's report? Police chief report.
It was submitted in your packet.
Zoning report.
That was submitted in your packet.
Finance committee.
We met today.
Yes, we did. Kevin gave us an update, closed out 2025 for sure, Q1 2026 is looking good. Just a couple of things to be watching out for. Budget goes in. The auditor might be coming back and talking about that budget in July. Our next meeting will be August.
Public Works Committee.
Next meeting is 6/5/26, pending quorum,
6 p.m.
5:30.
5:30.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Thank you.
No problem.
Planning Commission.
Next meeting, 5/27/26. Seven PM.
Thank you. Records.
Has not met yet for 26.
Special committees, RRA.
Just a reminder that the clubhouse is supposed to be finished and celebrated on Saturday at noon. So I hope that you will all come, even those who are not with us in the building today. It should be a great celebration of 60 years and a great new facility.
Mark, did police management get over there to get that?
They put a ticket in yesterday. I don't know if they made it there today or not.
Okay. You can just keep chasing that.
Yep, absolutely.
No report from SCAD. New legislation. Ordinance 2026-04, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of a motor vehicle for the village of Rolling Shores, Ashtabula County, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. It is third reading.
Move for action.
I second it.
Are you declaring an emergency?
And declare. We need it to be.
So do we start there? I'd like to declare this an emergency. Megan instead.
Okay, I second it. It already said.
Any discussion on that?
Bob Cook? Yes. Joyce Minnick?
Yes.
Gary Meehan?
Yes.
Stephen Kaufman?
Yes.
Megan Clark?
Yes.
Holly Marick?
Yes. Now I move to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion? And roll call.
Megan Clark?
Yes.
Stephen Kaufman?
Yes.
Joyce Minnick?
Yes.
Gary Meehan?
Yes.
Holly Marick?
Yes.
Bob Cook?
Okay. Old business?
I just wanted to provide a quick update from the building code. We talked that last meeting. On the desk here, you will see 4 or 5 pages of a summary of what the changes are. I said last time that for those of you who kind of want to just like, what's the differences? This is a summary. The actual redlining is 98% done. We do have a few tweaks that we need to do, and we are redlining it versus the codified code. So we'll get the planning commission will kind of bless that version, and it will be back to council for the next meeting. So in the next meeting, you will have, in the next meeting packet, you will have the building code that we are proposing with the red line document. Okay. If we're overly ambitious, you will also have the maintenance code, but that's being very ambitious. So we'll stick with the building.
Elaine, you ready for 27?
I have this little tool that seems to be working. So that was it. So I am looking for any feedback on this report to see is this meaningful at all. That's kind of how I operate. Redlining documents can be difficult to read, so I would be interested in any feedback from folks on this. However, do understand you will be getting the final redline document before the next meeting. Okay.
Thank you.
I have one other piece of old business. With regard to the EPA grant, just again wanted to let folks know I spent some time with Kevin to understand questions and potential processes for the flow of the money and procurement. So I appreciate Kevin giving me some good perspective on that. Just a reminder, we don't know yet when the actual awards will happen. We're hopeful this summer, but we don't know. And just understand that there will be a 30-day turnaround between award and acceptance. And during that period of time, we will make sure that the financial processes are approved and in front of council, as well as the operating memorandum of understanding. So work in progress.
There's a public hearing, you wouldn't do that.
It was discussed in the annual RRA meeting. So that portion of the public is aware, and it's been.
There's a lot of people. It's not
So
required.
what's behind the question?
I'm just trying to find out what you've asked for. What have we asked for grants?
Joyce, Bob's asking about if he's trying to lead to, is this the grant that you were working on with Sally for the lake?
NIPSIS,
For the
yes.
NIPSIS.
The non-source specific integration system.
Are you talking about for the,
It's that right at Plum Creek,
Okay,
the
green.
grassy area.
okay,
Before
was there
Plum
any
Creek.
other?
No, we're starting there.
Now I understand.
Okay, sorry. Quick, I kind of lunched in the middle, sorry. But that's what we're talking about. NIPSIS, no new data, but a little bit of work happening in the background so that,
But that's a grant
yes,
for
it is.
the association.
It is an EPA grant. It will be awarded to the village as a governmental body.
As a governmental body.
The association has the committee and project team to execute. That's all we're doing. Yeah, so we will continue
I
to
just
be.
want to have an answer when somebody asks.
Sure, no, that's fine. And we will continue to be very clear that this is execution by the RRA and that project. That's it, that's all I got.
Thanks, Joyce. All right, new business, Steve, you mentioned the windmill situation.
Yeah, just to bring speed, last week meeting, we were made aware of a meeting that's gonna be held in Morgan Township. I was really confused over this whole thing. I didn't know, it just sort of popped up. No one had told anybody. Did a little research and actually, as a citizen, contacted Catherine, from the county. Okay, she's one of our commissioners, and she gave me a much better explanation of what it is. And she said that the county had pushed off to all of the townships the opportunity to conduct meetings and to gather public opinion and outreach to see how this would go, and then bring it back again to the county for discussion. And I asked the question, well, what about the villages and cities and towns? I actually used, finding out we don't have any cities, okay, and the villages. And she goes, oh, okay, we didn't send it out. We didn't invite you to the meeting. So she said, would you mind bringing back the invite to the interested two groups? I said, I will send it to the heads of our two groups in the community, the mayor and the board, and see if they will make their boards or their council, they're aware of what's going on. And then we've been offered the opportunity as a community, but also as a council or whatever, to go to the meeting at, help me out,
June 1st, at ATEC.
ATEC. I'm not sure where ATEC is, but people know.
Vocational school,
Vocational Jefferson. So we are invited to attend. It looks like the RA has discussed this last night. I've been made aware, and has some sort of unified belief on their behalf. And the reason I brought it up here is I don't know if we vote, but I'd like the mayor to go and have council's belief on something that we feel. Now, again, when I asked this question, I pointed out to the mayor that we're elected to represent our communities. Everything can't go to the community. Sometimes we have to do what we feel is best based upon them electing us to do our best job. So I'm hoping this council will give some direction to the mayor on our feeling on having windmills. They wouldn't be in our village because they don't have the right to put them in our village, but they could be technically on all four sides of our village, 300 feet high, okay, and going whenever there's wind. So that's what the background is. And I was hoping the council would talk about it a little bit and maybe give their opinions to the mayor, and the mayor would gather those opinions and represent us as a village. We spend a lot of money with the county. Our taxes, we put a lot of tax money into the county.
What time did you say that meeting was, Steve?
7th, on June 1st.
June what?
First.
June 1st, Monday.
Okay. So,
What benefits does Roman Shores get from the windmills?
Nothing.
So we get nothing.
Homeowners.
Typically, this is just from my experience, just on windmills that produce electricity very rarely go to the area that it is produced at. It is typically sent off to your larger cities, New York City, Houston.
I was told once that they can charge more every time it crosses the state line. They can charge more.
That's
So
correct.
yeah, they might put a windmill here and send it to
California.
exactly.
Yes. So really, there's not going to be any benefit today that we know of, other than the monument that'll be
300-foot long
standing
tall
there
windmills.
within the township.
Killing birds. Bulling.
So, again, it's all new. We don't know any details other than really what's happened in the past with windmills. You know, the blades do eventually fail. They are nearly impossible impossible to decay. Once they're in the ground, they're there for
Ever.
eternity.
They say they have a 20-year lifespan, so effectively 20 years from now, it could be broken and sitting there for our life.
So, there, granted, there's pluses and minuses to everything. So,
That's why we
yes. So,
Dwayne, I was talking here a minute. We have no physical, we don't have a township that we would, that would be eligible to put it in.
No,
so
I'm not saying whether we are in favor or against, that's not the issue. We have no dog in the fight, is what I'm trying to say, because we do not physically have, not like Geneva has a big township. And so, and we're in 2 other townships, so I'm just trying to find the good reason to support it. I'm there to, either,
I think,
leave it
Mark,
there.
did you guys receive any information for trouble?
Yeah, so they came to the Township Association meeting
Yeah.
last month about it. They weren't really looking to move into South County, but now that Morgan, I think, is the first one to be reached out to in this area. They're trying to be up more towards like Geneva, those locations. But yeah, it's a benefit for the homeowner primarily. Now, they are saying that there's, decommissioning clauses in the contracts and so forth. So when they do wear out, they'll have to tear them down. But then you run into your loopholes if they file bankruptcy. What do they have to do? So there is a lot to think about in it. But obviously, like you stated, Roaming Shores isn't an ideal location. There's nowhere plotted here that they could really do it.
I'm not against
But
it.
Morgan and Rome could be locations because of large farmlands. But it would benefit a single homeowner rather than
Just for
the
road?
municipality
How
itself.
would it benefit a single farm?
Because they receive money for having it on the property, for leasing plus.
I mean,
again,
if we had a place to put them, so-called to say, see, it would be, I would be 100% behind you, but I don't see that it's gonna help us in any way.
again, the association and what I was hoping council would do, okay, is go there. We do not have any jurisdiction or vote in this program, but we are a major tax source for them. We are a community. There's other villages and cities that were not being consulted during this process. And the county needs to know that it's not all just, they're gonna approve these or allow these to be in the county, that it affects all of us. And we should all at least have a verbal say. We don't have a vote. And all we're looking for is a verbal say as a council. We don't have any authority, we don't have any rights, but we now have been invited. According to what I understand. Is that accurate as far as,
That's the way
well, we don't have to vote.
If we have no say in it, then there's no point in,
But we're in
What's
two,
the point?
we're in Morgan Township and we're in Rome Township.
our hands are tied.
Those two have the say in it.
Exactly. So even if we did say no.
Yeah, you can go voice your opinion as citizens, say you don't want it.
Yeah,
But
but
I
there's,
would, I would be reluctant to tell you to vote or come as a council to say, we're gonna pass a resolution or do something opposing it. They can,
they can do what they want to do. We have
Yeah.
no say. So there's no point. Our hands are tied. So.
I was planning on attending one way or the other, just to get more information, so.
But
That's,
deconstruction is kind of important.
yeah,
How does that work?
Yeah.
Especially if it's nice to us out on the lake, like
Yeah.
from my front door.
so. That's kind of where I'll take it at this point, so. Okay. All right, any other new business?
I have something I would say. I'm planning a farmer's market, okay? June 28th, July 26th, August 23rd. There's some obstacles to my plan, okay? I wanted to see if we wanted to sponsor it with the RRA and go together in on it. It's at the clubhouse. There'll be vendors, there'll be bands, there'll be I'm trying to bring the community together and local people to come there and shop. There'll be an area for the kids. I have face painting. I wanted to see if council wanted to, there's a bunch of obstacles I wanted to talk out with you guys to see if you'd be willing to help me out on this.
I guess first thing I gotta do, what are the obstacles?
So, the obstacle is are we gonna sponsor it? If we could sponsor it with the RRA, okay? Who's responsible for the safety and cleanup? They're gonna say who's responsible for liability, as in the property, is it gonna be returned to its natural, what it looked like before? Proper health guidelines, as in vendors. Are they following the foods, are they following the guidelines and the food sales? Or will all vendors have proper insurance and be able to add to the RRA as additional insurance on their policies? Being a private lake, can everybody attend? Can the public attend? So forth. I think this is a great opportunity to bring outside people in to see our new clubhouse, to bring people together in the community on a Sunday to shop from 9 to 3 and be together. It's in the parking lot. And I was going to reserve it so that there's nobody else could use the clubhouse so that we had the space those days in advance. What do you guys think?
I think being as how it's our RRA association property, most of those questions should be dealt through them because it's their insurance and their liability. I don't have a problem with the concept. I think it'd be a nice idea. But most of those questions need to go through the RRA because it's their property. So they're the ones gonna have to say, yeah, we're gonna let anybody in for this rather than members only.
So you're saying it would fall on them, right?
In my opinion.
Okay.
I guess I also agree with that because it isn't a function of government.
No,
It's a nice idea. It's just, it isn't a function of government.
Do you think we should sponsor it though? Like us as a council should sponsor it or no?
Do we want to sponsor it or do we just want to support
Just, yeah, either or.
I'm willing to support it.
Either or.
it? I mean, I don't think anybody's against it. But I have to agree with Gary. 90% of your information you're looking for has to come from the association. As far as the association, I'm speaking for myself. I would support it.
What about, don't they have to sign a paper? Chris, do you know for liability reasons, like for foodborne illnesses and so forth, do vendors to cover for somebody, do they need to sign a waiver?
I think that health department covers.
Yeah, you might want to reach out to the county health department for that.
I didn't know if it was, I didn't know if
Unless we have a separate vendor's permit, we issue them.
We don't have the vendor permit concept in our, that I found. Do we, Martin?
Transient, you talk about transient vendors?
Do we have a?
So
vendor
I
permit?
don't know, but how you get past transient vendor though, if they wanted to do it, is if they're invited and they have a vendor's permit, they can do the program at that location. If they're invited, but they specifically have to be invited.
So my question is, though, they have band nights and they have vendors there. Who's reliable then for the food?
That's the association.
That's the association, right?
Right.
So wouldn't it be the same concept again?
Right. That's
It all
what I'm
falls
saying.
down
is-
under the association.
It all falls in there on the,
So questions. You have good questions, but I don't think you're in the right place.
So, this was brought up at Scott and my meeting yesterday. And he's done some legwork already.
Who?
Scott Sobel, the president of the association.
Okay.
He's already reached out to their insurance. As far as the property goes, they're covered. The only thing that they would request is for the vendors to have an insurance, and that the association be listed as a
Rider.
Yeah, whatever it may be. And then anything dealing with the sale of food, making sure that it meets the guidelines, obviously. The other question was regarding members only or open
Open to the public.
So Scott did reach back to Megan and myself with a list of questions.
This is the list of questions that I'm going over with you guys.
Are they paying to be participating in this process?
So that's another thing. So I was to do all this work and all this that I've done, I was gonna charge a vendor $25 to secure their spot, to be there.
How
And
many
then-
spots you talking? Because vendors, some different vendors require different size spaces.
I know,
So
so I was
you can't-
getting everybody.
I know at VFW, when we have our craft fair coming up.
So the money
It's
was
$10 for 10 by 10
10
space.
by 10 space, yeah,
Right.
because people normally charge vendors a fee.
Right.
That's not what they do. So this money that we're charging, I reached out to the association, I reached out to Mark. They have a club and amenities, I can't say that, yes. And I had asked about, in the middle of Beach One, they have that platform, if we could do a big inflatable slide, like how they have at Highland Acres campgrounds, they have at some campgrounds, they have huge, big inflatable things for kids to jump on and whatever, to climb up. So I asked them, and that's where I was gonna take the money and put that towards the insurance and put that towards the lake, the inflatable thing. That's where the money was gonna go towards.
When you say pod, okay, are we referring to the village?
What do you mean when I say that?
When you're receiving the money.
When I'm receiving it? It's gonna go towards the association. Who
No,
else is gonna receive it?
Who writes the check? Where does the check go to?
It would go to me.
You personally?
Yes, yeah.
He's asking if you're taking it on behalf of the village council
And then I would
or
give it,
Megan Clark.
it would
Okay,
be,
so to clarify, so what we would want to do is if there's any funds that are being done, we don't want to promote it. What we want to do is support it. So
Gotcha.
any funds would be raised, either via the HOA or from your initial aspect that you were looking at, using it for the boulevard as far as keeping it for within the village on that aspect.
okay,
So there's avenues that we need to look at on a legal aspect.
Yeah.
And there's avenues that we have to follow as a council. Am I?
No, I mean, if it's all occurring on association property, there's nothing the village really can do unless it's violating a rule of the village.
what
So if Megan is on behalf of herself as a citizen, collecting monies and donating it back to the RRA or wherever the money's going, really, it's up to council if you want to task Kevin with the sponsorship to provide money for that event, okay? But it puts Megan in a difficult place if you sponsor and send money to her because she's a sitting council member, so I wouldn't recommend that. But if it was money going to the RRA to help with the event, you can do that, but you have to give it to Kevin so he can appropriate it to do that. And then the rest of the rules are up to the association on how money gets exchanged between Megan and them on who pays for what. So,
I would suggest, reaching out to the Stars Club, because this is something in their bailiwick, or the Polar Bear Club, or the fishing, one of the other association clubs.
They already have that
Mechanism.
mechanism.
but council can support a community event.
Right.
with monetary monies, they just can't do it towards a council member. So
Yeah,
it would have to
towards an
go
individual, it would
someone
have to
other
be-
than Megan to handle money because that wouldn't be appropriate.
And as a council person, I'm not sure I would want to receive those funds and be responsible.
so where would
To
it
be
go
honest
then?
with you, I
Additionally,
opened you
That's
up for.
suggesting reaching out to the Stars or one of the other
Oh, and
association
then paying
clubs.
them, and then they're
Right.
going towards them.
Or yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And then they can make a
Still put it
donation
into the
back to take care of what you're trying to do.
Because the goal is not to have council confer a benefit or any of you to ever have it be seen that your authority on council is being used to give a benefit, regardless of how it's being spent. That's not what matters.
but I wouldn't want to set myself up
No, and that's
taking
why-
money and then
This is a
everybody
protection.
saying, well, did she give it all?
This is a protection
Did she
for her.
keep some of
Yeah.
it? What did she do with it? I mean, I think that's what it would.
Holly, I think you both are correct in the fact that almost everything, with the exception of one activity, which is the band concerts, everything that the association does goes through a club. Every activity goes through a club. And when people have looked, I know that at one point in time, I was, before getting on council, was promoting a dog park. And they were all in favor of it. They just said, you gotta form a club and the club has to run it. Okay, because they don't run anything, okay, other than the band concerts, which they're doing as a board. They're taking responsibility that way.
That's their public service.
Again, you might look into talking to the polar bears, because I think there's some rumors flying around that polar bears may not have climate.
And Megan, if this helps, in Conneaut, there's the Conneaut Foundation, who oftentimes will, a community organizer will come up with an event, right?
Yeah.
And they'll, instead of forming their own LLC or 501c3, they'll ask that people donate the monies to the Conneaut Foundation, who runs it through that organizer. They accept the money, checks are paid to that organization, but then it's gifted or given to that organizer in a form of buying things. You know what I mean?
Got you,
So
okay.
that way you're covered under one liability, 501(c)(3) or 501c3 statutes.
I didn't know between
Taxes,
council and being a
But
resident.
then if the city of Conneaut Council wanted to donate to the Conneaut Foundation to help with
Yeah.
a community event, it was going to a bona fide organization, not a council member, not a benefit for a public person who's not registered properly. That just sets you up for liability and ethical. So
Okay.
that's kind of the difference. So Conneaut has a few of those things like that. Some, it's just up to you. I mean, but it's not oppositional. It's a community event. It's just how it's done is the ethical. So,
Okay.
that's it.
So, what I gather here is everybody likes the idea. We just have some technicalities that we have to get through. And
We don't want to be an official sponsor and pay money. I didn't hear any of us say that.
No,
Yeah.
no.
No, I think we want
I
to,
would say.
I
reach out
want
to
the idea, I
three.
like the idea of a farmer's market, I think it's good. But I think it falls upon the association to execute. And I don't think there's a place for the council in this particular.
And I'm relatively certain that polar bears are gonna be looking for, and they have a tactical status. So they may be looking for an event to help.
And they work
I would
hand in
reach out.
hand with the Stars Club too.
Okay. Perfect. Thank
I've
you.
heard
So
rumors
there's
that they
no
weren't going to
structure.
have a clam bake.
That, I mean, yeah, that's why I was talking to you guys. I needed the, okay. And then the private, like when I said private community to public, we're gonna make this public though, right?
Not necessarily,
That's up to the association.
Okay.
none of their activities, including band concerts, are public.
Got you.
Nobody
Okay,
comes
so it'd
on
be
to
up to
the, nobody goes into the clubhouse that isn't a member
Member,
or a
yes.
direct guest up to a certain amount of people.
Nine.
Okay, what? Nine, yes.
I have to dispute that one.
Oh, you can rent.
The Polar Bear Club, that Polar Bear Plunge is public. All the schools come.
Yes, you're right, they have managed to get that.
So
And the
there
survey-
are possibilities, what I'm
So
saying.
there are exclusions and whatnot, so it's just a matter of talking through it and working out details, so. And if,
Every year.
and I'm sure would like to have some help. If there's anybody that here that would like to help, audience-wise as well. Chief helping hands, blah, 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 I don't know.
He's gonna have to keep security for it, so it doesn't mean he's got that part.
So anyhow, Megan, good job bringing it together. We'll just work through the technicalities and so on and so forth. So, any other new business? Hearing none, bills for review.
The lists are getting shorter and more work. It's really nice.
Yeah, that's good. Let's get shorter.
I did have a question for council though about these bills and how you want them. So whenever I have a bill that's separated by fund, would you guys rather I put the bill in just one giant thing? Or would you rather me have it separated by fund like it is in my software? So like if it's for the police and the general fund and whatever, do you want me to keep it split like I do now? Or would you rather me have it just all in one?
What's easiest for you
Okay,
and legal?
And legal.
either one's legal, it's just more for you guys to look at. It's just if it's easier for you to read when it's one, or if it's easier if it's like the different funds, just whatever you guys want.
I think.
I don't mind either way.
I think them they be broke down and listed separately.
Okay.
Because otherwise, things can get buried in there,
I gotcha.
and I'm concerned. I'm not saying you'll do it.
Yeah, no,
I'm just saying it's a
Yeah.
possibility. I don't want to see it happen.
Okay. So I'll keep it that way then.
All right.
So one last time, are we approving the bills
No.
or are we accepting
No.
them or we're
Just questioning if there's anything you don't see that you, or you're questioning basically.
So our next topic, I know Lori's been waiting for all night. Visitors' comments.
You want to stay at the end of this?
Just because I have to. Schulze 22. I just wanted to thank council for adding comments back onto the end of the meeting.
You're welcome.
Any need for executive session? Hearing none, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second them.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Stephen Kaufman,
Yes.
Gary Mann,
Yes.
Megan Clark,
Yes.
Bob Cook,
Yes.
Colin Unit,
Yes.
Joyce Messick.
Yes.
All right. Be safe this weekend, everybody.